Hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can hear me clearly. Okay, there we go. So good evening, everybody. My name is Adiolu. As Juliet has said earlier, Adiolu, I'm a business analyst and I've been with Blue Sky for some time now. So please bear with me, give me 1 second. So tonight I will be taking you on the training introduction to business analyst. Introduction to business analysis. And yes, a few ground rules, please. If it's possible, could you guys just make a list of your questions, your queries, any comments you have, and we would have a session right after the presentation to take all your questions and any queries that you have, if that's okay. So I will just crack on with that. So introduction to business analyst, an overview of what we'll be going through tonight on this presentation, please. So an overview, we're going to see what is business analysis, who is a business analyst and what does it entail? Who should be a business analyst? That's quite an important question to answer. And key traits for success in business analysis, some tools that you'll be using as a business analyst, and gains at the end of the internship. So basically, this is what we'll be going through tonight. And hopefully, by the end of the session, we'll have a clearer idea and a clearer understanding of what business analysis generally is all about. So I'd imagine that some of us in this group, some of us might have experience working as business analysts. Some of us might be new to the field. Some of us might be, might have some experience, extensive experience or minimal experience. It doesn't matter. We'll just be drilling down to the details and just going through what exactly it means to be a business analyst. So I've got this quote on here that says, business analysis is the art of defining what will be done before doing it. That is the quote. It's an art of defining what will be done before doing it. So, what does that quote scream out to us? That quote screams out to us, plan. What do we do when you want to plan? When you want to do something, for instance, you have to plan for it. This is the essence of the business analyst rule. Imagine you want to go on a journey. Let's say you want to travel from Lagos to London, or you want to walk from one street to the next street. Before setting off, you won't simply just start walking, would you? Without a destination in mind. You already know that you are going from street A to street B. Rather, you carefully plan. You say, okay, I'm going from street A to street B. How many options? Do I want to go through the main road? Do I want to drive? Do I want to walk? Do I want to cycle there? Do I want a taxi to take me there? That's one thing that you already have at the back of your mind. Then number two, from A to B, what route am I going to take? Do I want to take route A, the shorter route? Do I want to take the longer route? Do I want to branch somewhere else on my way to the next street? You need to think of different factors: the distance, the terrain, the resources required. If you're going to drive, you need a car. If you're going to taxi, you need to get Uber or Bolt or whatever. If you are going to walk, at least you need to put shoes on your legs to walk. The planning phase is very key in business analysis. And like I said earlier, we haven't looked at just this phrase alone. We can see that we all are business analysts in one way or the other. I'm sure we all planned to be here for this training tonight, didn't we? Because we plan to be here for this training tonight, that is part of being a business analyst. You're planning, you're saying, okay, I'll make time at 8 o'clock to log onto my computer, to click on Zoom, and to make sure that I'm available for the training. As business analysts, what are our primary objectives? Is to understand the needs, the goals, the challenges within our organization or within the terrain which we work. We engage in our role as a business analyst. We gather insights, we gather information to inform to provide informed decisions to management. We also define desired outcomes. Like I said, the example I used earlier, where you want to walk to street A or B, you know that the outcome is you getting to street B. The outcome is maybe you visiting a friend on street B, having a good time, and then coming back home. you define desired outcomes and determine the most effective strategies to achieve them. By defining what needs to be done, you kind of minimize risk and you increase the likelihood of success. So we kind of lay the groundwork for effective and efficient execution as business analysts. We're not reactive, we are proactive as business analysts. We are proactive, we think of the needs of an organization. We're not reacting to a problem, we're shaping the future of an organization. Let me give you an instance now. So we've got a client, for instance, and this client says, oh, I need a staff boss. You're a business analyst on He said, I need a staff boss. And okay, can you tell me how I need to get a staff boss and all of that? And you as a business analyst, you need to ask the question, what is the solution? What is this staff boss going to be used for? Why do you need a staff boss? So you need to ask the why. Why do you need a staff boss? I need a staff boss because my employees are coming to work late. So what exactly is the problem? What is the problem in that statement? Your employees are coming to work. So the staff boss is one solution to your employees coming late to work. Why? The reason you, as a business analyst, you need to understand the reason why the employees are coming to work late before you can now define the solution. It could be that the employees are coming to work late because they live far, because of traffic, or because some people have to do school runs before the different issues, in the employee's life. And there might be other solutions that would resolve that issue of the employees coming late to work. For instance, if they did virtual working, they won't have to commute or sit in traffic. If they had flexible working options, they'll be able to do other things, do their school runs before coming to work and all of that. So that is the essence of business analysis. So now, what is business analysis? Let's dive into the essence of business analysis and unpack what it truly entails. At its core, business analysis is about understanding, identifying, and bridging and facilitation. Is initially about understanding the business process. This means, delve into the inner workings of any organization, systems, procedure, getting understanding where we can pinpoint areas that we can enhance performance. For instance, now remember that analogy that I used earlier, the problem statement, the staff are coming late to work. We need, and the organization just came to you, oh, we need a boss. You need to understand why they need a boss. By understanding why they need a boss, we then find the problem statement and find more feasible solutions to that problem statement. So, by gaining, just like we've gained understanding into the problem, and we say, okay, there are other options: virtual working, remote working, hybrid working, flexible working, and so many of that options that might even work more effectively than, getting a staff boss for your staff. So business analysis involves analyzing and optimizing an organization's workflow and operations. Secondly, business analysis involves identifying opportunity for improvements. How do we identify opportunities for improvement? Is by delving deep, by asking the why, by asking the question. You're a business analyst, sometimes you just say, oh, we need to do this project, we need to deliver this project. You need to understand why they need to deliver that project in the first place and identify opportunities for improvement, or the word that I usually like to use, identify opportunities for optimization. Because sometimes within an organization, you already have, processes that work fine. It's not that the processes that don't work fine, but there are ways that you can make it better. So business analysis identify areas of efficiencies and process improvements. Next will be, on business analysis, will be bridging the gap between business and IT. Having said that, it's not just that we only have business analysts within the IT field. We have business analysts across board in different fields. And, in today's digital age, everybody's relying on technology. Technology plays a crucial role in organizations. So we serve as kind of like middlemen, let me say in layman's language, translators. Communicating the needs and the requirements of the business to the project team or or vice versa. So we're bridging the gap. We're acting as a link between business stakeholders, technical teams, ensuring that there's alignment between the business need and the technology solution. Sometimes the business wants this, the technical team is hearing another thing, just to ensure there's clarity in requirements. Another thing that business analysis does is we facilitate change. like we said, identify areas of improvement and facilitate change. Implementing changes within organization after carefully planning and effective communication and stakeholder management. So we play a key role in facilitating process change. Business analysis, like I said earlier, is about understanding and identifying, reading and facilitating. It's about gaining insights, identifying opportunities, identifying process improvements, aligning technologies with business needs, and driving, successful organizations where we're in. So next slide. Okay, so I included a quote here that says, business analysis is a crucial function that helps organizations streamline their processes, optimize operations, and drive organization success. I know, please, if all of this nomenclature is confusing, just please make a note and we'll take the questions after in the Q&A session. So, who is a business analyst and what does it entail? Do we have, can I make this a bit interactive? Who is a business analyst? Can somebody give me an idea of what they understand by who a business analyst is, please? In a few seconds, please. Can the people hear me? Sorry, Juliet, can people unmute or are they, because I can't see the chat box. Can you still hear me clearly, please?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
So, yes, who can give me a quick?
Yes,
Thank
people
you.
can
Who
unmute
give me-
themselves if they want to. Yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah. I think from my understanding, a business analyst is someone who acts like a bridge between business, a bridge or let's say an intermediary between the business and the tech and technology. Let's say IT for example.
Okay.
Is that person that acts as a middleman between the business and the technology.
Fantastic. Do we have any other takers, please? That's a fantastic definition. Thank you very much for that. So who is a business analyst? Quick question. Who is a business analyst? A business analyst, we often refer to them as a BA. You play a crucial role in an organization. You are a person that processes, interprets, and documents business processes, products, services, and software through the analysis of data. First and foremost, you are tasked with ensuring business efficiency increases through in-depth understanding of both the IT and the business function. Remember that you just gave that definition now. You are a middleman. You are acting as a middleman between IT. There's IT on one side, that's information technology, the systems that you use. And then there's a business function, for instance, let's say customer engagement, for instance, or customer experience, for instance. So you are in between IT and customer experience. Customer experience cannot directly talk, well, they can directly talk to IT, but IT might not fully understand what they want to do or what their requirements are. So you act as a middleman, as a translator in between those two teams, as a change manager, identifying and streamlining, communicate. You also act as a communicator between those two teams and then you identify the processes, you document it, and then you ensure that both teams have full understanding of the processes and what they want to get into. That way, each team has full understanding of the processes and the functions that they want to deliver through IT. Also, the role of the business analyst is to ensure business efficiency increases through their knowledge of both the IT and the business function. So you kind of need to be like a subject matter expert in both the domain of IT and both the domain of the business function, whatever it is, through research, through learning, through, learning more, observation, interviews, different kinds of things you need to understand. You need to do as a business analyst, you don't just go jump into a project. You need to understand what the project is about. You need to research what exactly the business function does, what they want to achieve, how they do it, how their processes work. It's a lot of research, it's a lot of analysis, it's a lot of you getting, down and drilling down into the information, into the why, which I said earlier, digging down into the why. And a business analyst is also a change manager, a bridge between the business stakeholders and the development team. So we'll go to the next slide now. Who should be a business analyst? I'm sure that's the reason why a number of us are here tonight. And Who should be a business analyst? Can I take an answer from the class, please? Who do we think should be a business analyst? Based on all that I've said in the first few slides, who do we think should be a business analyst? You can just unmute and talk, please. You can just unmute and can you guys please, if you
A person who loves to write.
Can you guys speak? If you
thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Thank you.
A person who loves to write should be a
The
business
person who
analyst.
loves
To write, who like
to
writing
write.
is
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, that's good.
Right.
That's good. Any other answers, please?
A problem solver, like to
Fantastic.
solve problem.
Fantastic. Yeah. Any other takers,
Hi.
please?
Someone who can be proactive in their thinking.
Right. Yes. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
a forward thinker.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
someone that has a good interpersonal relationship and has a very good skill in time management.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
And I think
Fantastic.
someone with analytical mindset.
Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic. Someone with analytical mindset. I'm sure, I mean, with all these answers that you guys are giving me, you guys are already business analysts. There's no need for this training. We can always, like, I can just finish and go home now. Or finish the session now. But yeah, those are beautiful, fantastic answers. Those are beautiful, fantastic answers. And those, the things that you guys mentioned, analytical skills, time management, proactive thinking, someone thinking outside the box, someone forward thinking, interpersonal skills, all of those are key traits and key skills that you will bring to board as a business analyst to be able to function effectively in your field. So who should be a business analyst? Anyone can train to be a business analyst. Because if you pick all of those traits that we just mentioned now, everybody has that trait in them in one way or the other. The beauty of this profession is that anybody can train to be a business analyst, regardless of their background or prior experience. I'm sure a lot of us will be thinking, oh, I don't have experience as a business analyst. I've not done this before. I've not done. But in real life scenario, we've all actually work as a business analyst, be it in our personal lives, be it in our work life. You all plan to do things. You all document your plan. You follow through the plan. You say, okay, go through the plan. Has this thing worked out like the plan? If it did not work out, what are the ways that I can improve it next time so that I can be able to, get to the solution faster or more effectively? The role of a business analyst is multifaceted. It requires diverse skill sets. So it's not just one set of diverse skill sets, a passion for problem solving, communication, and continuous improvement. Certain backgrounds, like maybe people that already have IT knowledge, business knowledge, finance knowledge, might provide solid foundation, but anybody can excel in this field with the right training and the right mindset. So anyone can train to become a business analyst. I mean, we'll show you a few slides now that can help you streamline your choice. But who should combine a few traits that you guys have mentioned earlier: analytical thinker, problem solver, team player, curious mind, adaptable individuals. Anyone with a problem solving, communication, continuous improvement can thrive as a business analyst. So the coming slides will help you delve into specific skills and qualities that can help you to excel in this business analysis field. So next slide. I just put another quote here. Business analysts, who are you? What are you? What do you do? What are the abilities and the traits you need to have? The ability to think logically and break down complex problems is a key skill for a business analyst. This is a key skill for a business analyst. That's the ability to logically think, break down complex problems, and break down complex problems is a key skill for a business analyst. I'm sure in our personal lives, we all had a point in time where we all had to deal with issues, break down problems, and think of how we're going to achieve the best things for ourselves. So we all are business analysts in one way or the other. So what are the key traits for success in business analysis? Let's explore the essential traits. I mean, this is not exhaustive. There's so many traits that you can bring on board as a business analyst. It's not exhaustive at all. But one of the first traits is, one important one is you enjoy writing. And somebody already said that before. You enjoy writing. You often be asked as a business analyst to document, find your analysis, your findings, your recommendations, your requirements, you need to enjoy writing. And even if you don't enjoy writing, it's a skill that you can pick up. It's a skill that you can learn. You know, enjoying writing will allow you to articulate your ideas clearly and ensuring that, you know, from the stakeholder's perspective, the stakeholder understands your insights and your recommendations. Another key trait will be problem solving. We've said that one. Business analysts, not just business analysts, I'll say a lot of people, most people are problem solvers by nature. So we need to, as business analysts, we are tasked with identifying business needs, analyzing data, and proposing solutions to address challenges. You need to enjoy problem solving. Enjoying problem solving allows you to approach the problem with creativity and determination and to be able to find innovative solutions that drive business success. So that's another key trait for business analysts. The next one will be, why is my slide working? Okay. Love to communicate. People that like to communicate. One key skill as a business analyst is effective communication. Is absolutely essential. I would say this is the number one skill of a business analyst. It's absolutely essential to be an effective communicator. What is being effective communication? You know, making clear communication. A lot of people, you know, sometimes the way, if I say something, the way the receiver takes it is different from what I meant, especially for instance, when you're typing on, let's give an example of typing on WhatsApp. You're typing, you're typing on WhatsApp, but the person reading your message might be reading it in another tone that is different from you. That way, you're not communicating effectively because the person is not getting the message clearly. As a business analyst, you need to be able to communicate effectively with stakeholders at all levels of organization, being able to speak their language, being able to, you know, convey complex ideas to an easily understandable way. Conveying complex ideas. For instance, let's say we remember we said we're a bridge between IT and the business function. And IT, you're talking about the technical skills in IT. And on the customer experience side, they don't even understand half of what you're saying. You're saying database, you're saying SQL, you're saying all these technical skills, and they don't even understand. So it's your job as a business analyst to be able to translate those things that the IT is saying to the layman's language for the customer experience manager or the subject matter expert on the customer experience to be able to understand what IT is talking. You know, you are just breaking down jargons, breaking down complex technical terms to the stakeholders so they understand and they are carried along at every point of the project. You know, loving to communicate clearly enables you to express your ideas articulately. You need to be able to express your ideas articulately, and you need to be able to engage your stakeholders throughout the project. You need to be able to make sure that they are constantly engaged. Another thing, trait will be you can negotiate your way out of issues. Negotiation skill is hard. It's not hard, it's vital, sorry, for a business analyst. Doing requirements gathering, requirements prioritization, and all of that, you need to be able to negotiate. You often, sometimes, because you remember that you are the one in the middle. You have the project team, you have the business function, you have your different stakeholders that you are communicating with, and you are the one that is transferring this information across board. So you're in the middle, all of the information is coming to you, and then all of that information is going out from you to the different teams. You need to negotiate between your stakeholders. You need to negotiate for timeline. You need to negotiate for requirements. You need to be able to be that middleman for the team so that the team can reach a consensus and alignment. And you are kind of like the pillar that holds the team together. Because for them, the IT might want something different. They'll say, oh, we can't deliver, blah, blah, blah. The stakeholders want, oh, we need to deliver in 2 weeks. We need quick delivery and all of that. But you are the business analyst. You are, negotiating. You are reaching a consensus, and you are maintaining the alignment within the team. Understanding negotiation process helps you as a business analyst to navigate challenging conversations diplomatically. You need to be diplomatic as well, and that's one of the key things with negotiation. The next one will be you need to love processes. So love processes, love processing things, for instance. So you work with different processes, requirements gathering, project data analysis, and all of that. You need to be able to appreciate the structure and the order of things. Structure and how does this thing work? So this is the structure, this is the process. How do we now want it to work later? Allowing you to effectively navigate through tasks and projects. More skills is obviously you need to be creative and innovative. You need to be creative and innovative. You need to be able to think of better ways, continuous process improvement, better ways to, improve processes and all of that. You need to not be afraid to carry out research. Remember I said earlier that as a business analyst, you need to do a lot of thorough research. You need to understand the business domain that you're working in. You need to understand the IT domain. You are kind of like a one man army, like a master of everything, being able to research clearly and being able to gain full understanding of the domains within which you work. Next one will be enjoying investigating the root cause of the problem. Some people love and what's the matter? What's happened here? What's causing this problem? We need to be able to understand that, wow, this is the root cause of the problem. Remember that analogy that I gave earlier about the person that, good researcher. Remember the analogy that I gave earlier about the person that wanted to say, we need a staff force. If we do not investigate that problem and say, okay, this is not the transportation that is the problem, it's the fact that the staff don't have flexible working options, or they don't have virtual working options and all of that. That way we're able to give them not just a better solution, but a long-lasting, sustainable solution that will help the business, will help the staff, and everybody's happy on the team at the end of the day. So those are key skills of a business analyst. And then you need to not be afraid of change. In fact, as a business analyst, you need to be a change driver. You need to be a driver of change. You need to be a change champion, championing change. This is the way we do things. Let's do it in a better way. This is the way we do things. Let's do it in a better way. You need to be able to champion things and adapt to change. Helping people to adapt to change, because not everybody likes change. I mean, a lot of people within an organization, they'll say, we've been doing it for the past 20 years. That's how we know how to do it. It's so difficult to change and all of that. But as a business analyst, if you are a champion and you believe in that change that you're trying to implement, you'll be able to carry people along, and you'll be able to make sure that they adapt to the new situation that they find themselves in. And yeah, so much more. We've only just scratched the surface with this one, but there's so much more skills and key traits for business analysts. So next thing is tools that we'll be exposed to. Let's explore some of the tools that you'll be introduced to during this internship as a business analyst. So you use something called Balsamiq. Balsamiq is a wireframing tool that allows you to create like mock-ups. Let me use another one. Mock-ups, yes, but like a prototype of the user interfaces that you want to build. So for instance, now let's say we want to build a new website and we don't even know what the website looks like. Remember, the website isn't built yet. On Balsamiq, you'll be able to draw it, like a canvas, let me see. Yeah, it's like a canvas where you can draw out, this is what I want the website to look like. This is where I want this button. This is what I want on the header. This is what I want on the footer. This is what I want on the middle thing. That is what Balsamiq is. And it's a wireframing tool. Also, you will be introduced to Microsoft Visio. Microsoft Visio is a diagramming application. We normally use it to create things like flow charts, organizational charts. I'm sure a lot of you have seen organograms before. It's not just Visio that you can use to create organograms. You can use a lot of other things, Excel and all other applications. But Visio is very good for flow charts, for process maps and process diagrams. So for instance, if we're trying to document the processes, the current processes that we have and the future processes that we want to do, like process, if I go on this website, I want to sign in. What is the process? What is my journey? I click on, I go put the URL, put it on my browser, click on it, it takes me to the website. When I get to the website, I click on this button. So that's what Microsoft Visio does to you. It helps you do your process diagram. Miro as well. So Miro, you can create absolutely a number of things on there. It's an online collaborative tool. Miro is an online whiteboarding tool. So an online version, you can create process maps, you can create workflows, you can create organizations, you can create so many things on Miro. Mural, on the other side, is quite similar to Miro. It's another online collaborative tool. It facilitates brainstorming, design thinking, prototyping, and all of that. Another tool you'll be introduced to is Figma. Figma is online, web-based as well. It helps you create different designs on Figma. You can create different designs. It's quite colorful. It's quite useful. I love Figma. There's quite a number of things that you can do with Figma. Another tool we use is Azure DevOps. So Azure DevOps is a tool that helps you to streamline your workflows, your software development workflows, and also it helps you to document each of the processes. So for instance, is a tool that is used for agile planning, that is used for pipeline, that is used for and it has collaborative features to streamline software development workflows. I mean, by the time we get into the internship and we see all these tools, we'll get more familiar with it. Jira as well. So Azure is a project management as well. Not project, but to some extent we can call it like similar to a project management software where we can track issues and manage our software development projects, just like Jira too. Jira is a project management software that you can use to track agile teams, plan, track, manage software, and all of that. I mean, there are so many collaborative tools that you will be exposed to during this training. So yeah, look out for that. But I'm sure that as the time goes on and you start installing all those software, you get, just make sure that you are practicing, you are using it, because the more you use it, the more you get familiar with the software. And if you can use one software, that knowledge is transferable to the use of another software. If you can use a basic Microsoft software, for instance, and you go into Visio, you can use Microsoft Word, you can use Microsoft Excel. I'm sure Visio will be a walkthrough to you after a number of attempts. So what are your gains? What are the things that you gain at the end of this internship as a business analyst? What are the valuable things that you can expect to achieve by the end of this internship? So the first one we'll say is requirements engineering, requirements gathering, requirements interpretation. On this training, once you're going through your training and you finish this training, you have developed a proficiency in requirements engineering. So what do I mean by requirement engineering? Is a skill of gathering and interpreting business requirements. Remember that we've been speaking a lot about requirements since I started this presentation. So you have that at the end of the internship. You'll be able to liaise with your stakeholders, you'll be able to understand their needs, document their needs, and transfer those needs into actionable project requirements through user stories, but you'll get to that as you go on the internship. Also, you'll be able to get you gain practical experience in elicitation techniques. So what are elicitation techniques? What is elicitation? The process of sourcing for information. That's what elicitation is. So you'll be able to know the different techniques that you can use as a business analyst to source for information, such as interviews, workshops, surveys, and different other techniques. You know, these techniques are useful to extract information from stakeholders and uncover underlying business needs. Because remember, you're a business analyst, you don't know these things. You ask, it is the question that you ask them, that's where you start gaining insights on things that, you know, what the business need is, what the problem statement is, and all of that. Also, process improvement is the next one. So, you know, hands-on projects. You get hands-on real life projects, not even just you get hands-on real life projects. You're able to see your projects, identify the inefficiencies, and propose solutions for improvement. Also, report generation. You'll be able to, you know, generate comprehensive reports after any of the your findings, your analysis, your recommendations. You'll be able to generate comprehensive reports and effective reports that will help you your decision making. Also, user acceptance testing. So you gain exposure to user acceptance testing, UAT processes for validating solutions and ensuring their successful implementation. Facilitation as well. You'll be able to, you know, you get experience facilitating, you know, different processes, ensuring seamless operations during the project. So it's a key skill for business analysts, and you'll be able to get this at the end of the internship. Then another skill you will get is stakeholder identification, stakeholder management, stakeholder engagement across different levels. This stakeholder engagement is crucial as a business analyst. Remember I said communication, stakeholder management as well is crucial as a business analyst, and you'll be able to gain that experience at the end of the internship. And then managing, you see, this is it's shown twice, managing stakeholder expectations. You understand strategies to manage stakeholder expectations within, real life strategies to manage stakeholder expectations within the project on this internship, because you're on a real life project. It's not just you're on a real life project and you understand how it works from inception to conclusion, you know. And professionalism, you'll be able to demonstrate professionalism in your interactions, your communication, you know, fundamental. Let me just say something. While you're on this internship, I know it's an internship, but you need to develop your professionalism as well. Your communication, just act like, you know, you're in a workplace. So this is a workplace. It's not just an internship. It's an actual workplace, because the project that you guys are going to be on is going to be an actual live project. So you'll be able to hone that skill of professionalism in your interaction, in your communications, in your deliverables. When they give you a deadline for deliverables, you deliver. Because at work, when they give you a deadline, when they give you a deliverable, when they give you a timeline, you can't say, oh, I wasn't able to do it and all of that. That's not professional. So you'll be able to, be able to hone your skill in professionalism. So take this as a proper workplace, because it is actually a proper workplace, and you'll be able to, you're working on real life projects. So build your professionalism while you are in this internship. So, yeah, I mean, in conclusion, basically, the skills and experience that you gain in this internship as a business analyst will equip you for solid foundation and for future success in this field. So try to embrace these learnings. Like I said, make sure that you take this as your proper job. It is a proper job. Don't just say, oh, it's an internship, I can do whatever I want. Take it as a proper job. When you're responding, when you're communicating to people, when your interactions in your deliverable, ensure that your professionalism is shining through. Ensure that you're doing it like you are in a proper workplace, in the actual workplace out there. That is one thing you need to do. And all these things will help you, build a solid future for success as a business analyst. Salary range of a business analyst. This is just an idea of what the salary range, average salary of a business analyst is in London. You can see the low, you can see the high, and you can see the median on there. So this is, what is this is usually what's obtainable. I mean, it can be skewed in different areas in the UK, in areas of the country, but on the average, on the median of all, these are the salary ranges of business analysts in the UK generally, and in the city of London, actually. So that is me for this presentation. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been insightful, and we'll be able to take your questions now, please, if you have any. Can I just say, if you for your questions, if you can please just raise your hand, and we'll be able to take it from there.
All right. Thank you so much, Diolu, for that detailed introduction. I feel like we've covered quite a lot in such a short time, and it was quite insightful. And I hope everyone also got something. So as Diolu has said, if you have any questions, please raise your hands. I'm hoping that there will be questions. So raise your hands, and we'll try and take as many as we can within the time that we have. I don't see any hands up. Does that mean that Diolu did a wonderful job at explaining? Oh, we have a hand. Dapo, please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. Actually, I want to know, during the introduction, about the Azure DevOps that can be used by the business analyst and Jira.
Okay, thank you. Did you just so I'm sure I got your questions? You want to know about Azure DevOps, right? Is that what you asked, Dapo? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, please.
Yeah. Did you say you wanted to know about Azure DevOps and Jira?
No,
right?
no, not that. You mentioned that we can use it in order to achieve is a tool.
Dapo, we're struggling to hear you.
Yeah, we're struggling.
Okay, I think I have an idea what his question is.
Okay.
So Dapo, yeah, she's correct what she's saying, because Azure DevOps, Jira, Trello, they are all project management tools. So as business analysts, you're going to use it. So it depends on what your organization is using. It's only few organizations that use more than one. Maybe if a particular customer insists on it, but usually an organization uses one. Just like if you get to an organization, they can be using Teams and also using maybe Google to do their charts. They just have to pick one struggle. So most organizations, either they're using Jira or they're using Azure DevOps. They will pick one project management tool, because the thing is just to be able to do a collaboration, right, amongst all the teams. So they'll pick one. all these things are all licensed. So you can't even be using 1, 2, 3, except on emergencies or when it's very important. Maybe like I gave an example, if a consultant is asking for it. You understand?
Okay.
So I hope I'm a bit clear.
Okay.
Sorry about my background noise. Apologies, guys.
I'm okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dapo. Remy Quadri, please go ahead.
Good evening.
Dapo,
My
you can
question
raise
is
your hand.
still relating to this BA tools. Are we going to be using all of these tools during the course of the training, or only work with specific ones?
Remy Cardley. Yes, you'll be using all the tools that I showed you on there. You'll be using basically all of it. You will be exposed to all of these tools on the training session. You'll be
Okay.
exposed to all of it on the training session. So what are the tools? Let me go back there. So
Okay.
let's go back to those tools. You'll be exposed to Balsamiq, yes. You'll be exposed to Miro, Microsoft Visio, Figma, Azure, and yes, you'll be exposed to all of these tools.
Okay.
Hope that
Thank
answers
you.
your question.
Yeah.
All right. Any
Other
other
questions, please?
questions? I don't see any other hands up. Does that mean we're all okay? Okay.
Hi.
So is that Dapo again? Who's speaking? Sorry.
No, this is Ijoma. Sorry, I couldn't
Okay.
find the hand gesture on my screen. I don't know why that happened. Anyway, good evening, everybody. So my question is regarding the when we're translating business needs, of our customers or of stakeholders to the IT department or to the technical people, and when they give us back the information they're going to give us, I'm assuming we're going to have to deal with some data. How do we process those information, or how do we interpret those informations and all that? Because I didn't see any of that software, when you are listing out the tools we are going to use, and I didn't see that in among the skills that are necessary for ABA. Thank you.
Ijoma, so if I got your question quite correctly, you're asking that how do we translate the information from IT to stakeholders and vice versa? Is that correct?
Yeah. Interpreting their informations, yes, from IT to, yeah.
From IT to. So remember when I said earlier, as a business analyst, you're a facilitator, you're a collaborator, you're the pillar that holds the team together. You're translating requirements, not just from IT to stakeholders, but from stakeholders to IT. So it goes either way, right? So in business analysis, once you have done your requirements elicitation, you've done your business requirements, you've documented your business requirements. Remember, you are documenting everything that you do, you're documenting. So you come up with a document called your project requirement documentation or business requirements. So what is the need? Defining the problem statement, defining the need statement, the value, and everything that you've gone to the stakeholder, you've had a meeting with them, you've done your elicitation, you understand as a business analyst, you understand what they want to do. Now you're taking that information, putting it in the documents, and everybody has that document to see, everybody understands what needs to be done. So once you take that, and you said earlier that you couldn't find the tool here. Once you take those things, you begin to translate them into what we call user stories, and you'll get into more detail in when you on the internship, when you go through the user stories, you begin to translate them to something called user story. So the user stories, what the user story does is it documents each step, each requirement. It breaks it into piecemeal. It breaks it into tiny, minute. What's this word that they use? Minute units that can be implemented by the technical team, implemented and understood by the technical team and the stakeholders. So when somebody picks up your user story, it will be it the technical team, be it the stakeholder, they understand. So it's written in plain English, but the technical team understands it. The stakeholder team, stakeholder understands it, business unit understands it, and everybody understands it. So it's a minute description of the software functionality that you want to
Okay.
implement. And that user story is going to be written. Once that user story is going to be written within your Azure DevOps. So let's say you are in an agile environment, for instance, or within Jira, you're in an agile environment, for instance, that user story is going to be documented within your Azure DevOps, and everybody will have access to it. The stakeholder, the IT, everybody has access to your user stories. And remember that is a descriptive feature of one small functionality. So you're going to have millions, not millions, but you're going to have a number of user stories for all the requirements that you have gathered. So once you gather the requirements, you begin to translate those requirements into user stories. So the user stories become what the the technical team will pick up on, and they'll start working on. But when you come to that training, I'm sure you have better understanding, but I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Adele. Before we carry on, iPhone, I see your hand up. Can you please rename yourself with your actual name before we can take your question? Please rename with your actual name so we know who's speaking before we can take your question. Thank you. We'll go to Adalisa. Apologies if I'm not calling your name correctly. Adalisa, please go ahead.
Oh, good evening. So my question is not totally on the topic, but I just want to know these tools that are being used by each professional. Like yesterday we had the Scrum. Today we are having the tools for the business analysis. Other team members, are we going to be having kind of an intro to some of these tools so that we'll be able to understand it when we are working with those professionals? Or the training of those tools will solely be for those using it?
Thank you for that, Adalisa. That's a very good question. Yeah, thanks for that. So as I said, these tools that I highlighted on here, I said those are the tools for business analysts. For some of those tools overlap. So some of these tools on here, like the Azure DevOps, for instance, it's not just the business analyst that will be using it, it's the whole team that will be using the Azure DevOps. So everybody has exposure to it. The Jira as well, everybody has exposure to it. Some of these tools are strictly for business analysts, while some of the tools the whole team will have. For instance, the Balsamiq now, that's specific to business analysis. So those are the kind of things. The Miro, everybody has access to it. Like when I did mine, everybody had access to it. So the Figma, everybody's got access to it. But there are some tools that will be specific to your own role as a business analyst or as a Scrum Master. But a lot of these tools overlap. But during the training, you'll be exposed to the tools that you need for your specific roles and the ones that overlap between the roles. So one, the general tools, and the ones that are specific to your role. The general ones, everybody will need. Like example is Azure, Jira, and all of that. And then the specific ones will be specific to your own role as a business analyst. Hope that answers your question.
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Okay. Deji.
Yeah. Thanks so much for taking us through the process, the introduction. It's been quite so thank you so much. Question is out of the training anyway. It's just around the CV. Could it be that there will be specific people like someone like you now who is taking up the classes for BA? Are we sending the CV to you directly to to help us to look into it, or we should just send it to anyone amongst the so that's just, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that question, Deji. Julia, do you want to answer that question, please?
Hi, Deji. Yes, so during the internship, we're going to be having series of career development on Thursdays. So Thursdays has been dedicated for career development, and within that, there will be sessions of CV reviews, interview preps, and the like. So at the initials, I believe Deji will be taking you all through from the very beginning, like how to curate your CV, how to format it, and all of that. And there would also be opportunity to send your CV to Deji as well for a review and all of that. But all of that will be communicated on the Thursday session. So you get to know more about the CVs and the interview preps and everything relating to career development. So you will be getting more information regarding that. But you allow me wants to help. Please go ahead.
No, you've answered it correctly. It was
Okay.
about the link where he needs to upload his CV. But when
Okay.
the time is right, we'll send you the link, and you've already mentioned it. So that's why I put my hands down.
Okay. So does that help, Deji?
Yeah, very well. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Yeah, no problem. So don't worry. There'll be plenty of opportunities and people on the program to help you through it. So don't
Thank you.
worry.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
No
Thank you.
worries. Do we have any other questions? Don't see any other hand up. Are we able to release our dear Adeolu? I know she's got a subsequent commitment. Before Adeolu goes, ask your questions. Okay. I think that might be it for the session tonight. Or does anyone have any question in general, even if it's not in particular to the session tonight? Any question regarding the internship, regarding the program in general? You can also ask that. We've got a few more minutes within the call, so. But before that, allow me. Are we okay to release Adeolu, or just so she can?
Yes, I'm happy for Deolu to leave. Thank you, Deolu.
Okay, thank you, Deolu. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Hope that was insightful.